Welcome to the Palace. Hello, my name is Edward, and welcome to recording to Awareness of Body, a mindfulness practice to integrate mind, body, and breath. This is the second of the 5-part Vipassana Insight Meditation series, a series of audio recordings of mindfulness meditation techniques. Arguably, this recording, Mindfulness of the Body Meditation, is considered the most fundamental of all spiritual practices. It is also one of the hardest. It was this technique that, also the story is told, helped a young man named Siddhartha Gautama to be fully enlightened and become a Buddha, an awakened being, 25 centuries ago. And to quote the man himself, he said, "There is one thing that, when cultivated and regularly practiced, leads to deep spiritual intention, to peace, to mindfulness, and clear comprehension to vision and knowledge, to a happy life here and now, and to the culmination of wisdom and suffering. And what is that one thing? Mindfulness centered on the body." There is a real common misunderstanding that meditation is about transcending the body, about entering the light and formless dimensions and seeing rainbows. There is no denying that this experience might happen to some people, but in the end, this does not bring us long-term freedom or awakening from suffering that we experience in our daily lives. When we begin to meditate, we often hope to discover that still, quiet place inside ourselves about which spiritual literature speaks so glowingly. But what we mostly discover instead, at least at first, is just how very unquiet we are. This realization is an important one, as it may be humbling, because there is no way that we can quiet the mind unless we first become aware of how very noisy it is. Sitting in a quiet place, when we realize our mind is very quiet, we also start realizing that we don't really feel the body very much at all, that we suppress the tactile world of our sensations, our body sensations. The activity in every cell of the body generates sensations that we're capable of feeling, trillions upon trillions of sensations, every little cell vibrating and oscillating at extraordinarily fast, rapid rates and frequency. Imagine all these massed together. These sensations form a shimmering field that can be felt to occupy the space of our entire body, and even a bit beyond this, pulsating, vibrating, and tingling. But mostly we don't let ourselves feel this immense richness and variety of this great web of tactile life that we possess. We shut it down, we turn it off. There is so much to feel that we hold ourselves back from feeling. There is so much more to be aware of than our thought tells us. When we sit down in our quiet place, no more racing here and there, no more pulling and pulling there, having to make something be something, meeting our deadlines. We can turn our attention to the cycle of breath and start listening and feeling, breathing in and breathing out. Maybe it will take minutes, maybe it will take days, or even weeks, but the mind does become quieter. Thoughts eventually do slow down. Sensations start to come out of hiding, and you'll notice your body will start to hum. So after this introduction, This audio recording really consists of one section, a meditation that will last approximately 20 odd minutes. The sound of the bell will conclude the session. There will be no dedicated section on how to work through common problems because these will be weaved into the meditation. Okay? However, if you feel that there is a problem, please feel free to write to me, sending a message to the Palace Community Forum, and I'm more than happy to help. To extend the duration of the meditation, please press pause on the audio and just add 5, 15 or 30 minutes to this recording. Ideally, a solid 45 minutes of this body awareness meditation, supplemented by 5 minutes of breath awareness at the beginning, see audio 1, and 10 minutes of loving kindness at the end, see audio 5, should be the structure of your meditation. If you need to decrease the timing from 1 hour to say half an hour or so forth, again, that's fine, but keep the proportions roughly the same. Mostly about the body, a little bit about the breath, and a little bit more about loving kindness, wishing yourself well, wishing all beings well, and so forth. Allow this meditation to sense what is happening in your body. Allow it to open your heart. Smile from the inside and smile with your eyes. May you be successful. May this be so. Yes, this will be so. So sitting in a position that is stable, comfortable, and at ease. If you're on a chair, let your feet be flat on the floor. If you're sitting on a cushion, elevate your buttocks to ensure your thighs are above your knees. This will minimize compression of your lower back and reduce any rounding. The back is the most important part of your meditation posture. If you round the back, you'll create tension. When you create tension, it becomes tension in the mind. When the mind becomes tense, the concentration becomes weak, and then it becomes harder and harder to meditate. So please, elevate the buttocks as best you can to allow the thighs to be above the knees. This will bring a natural curvature to your spine. Spine is really important in long-term meditation, especially for more than 5 minutes. Okay, so please look after your spine. Sit upright with a sense of dignity and graciousness. Relax your shoulders and arms, and let your hands rest easily. Now I invite you to gently close your eyes, if that is comfortable for you. If you can't do that, you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. Take the gaze down and just lower the eyelids just gently, and don't look at anything in particular. Just unsoften the gaze. And for everyone here, just soften the tongue and release the lower jaw. Now sense your own body here and now, and consciously soften any obvious tension. Let the abdomen be soft. And sensing the heart. Let it be soft as well, to receive whatever arises with a spirit of kindness and compassion. Remember, Always let yourself feel the body. The activity in every little cell of the body generates tiny little pinholes of rapidly changing sensations, whose vibratory nature can be felt throughout the entire body as flow and shimmer. To familiarize yourself with this extraordinary range, the different colorings, different textures of the body sensations, it is helpful to move across the body slowly. Now, this meditation is only for about 20 minutes. So again, it'll give us enough time to work from the crown of the head down to our feet. When the meditation finishes, when this recording finishes, please, if you have time, keep on going. Bring your attention, move your awareness from your feet to the crown of the head. And then come back down again, from the crown of the head back down to the feet. Perhaps going in a different direction, moving from the left to the right side, or right to left, and so forth. Again, and just working your way up and down, then down to back up. Okay? I'll give further instructions at the very end. But again, slowly, slow and steady, leaving nothing out. So let's begin by turning our attention to the crown of the head, the top of the head, the size of a large coin, and just resting on the crown of the head, and notice any sensations you can feel here on the surface of the skin here, on the scalp area. Now, sensations, there are many, many, many different types, and describing them in this audio would be really impossible. There are different colorings and shadings and textures and vibrancies like tingling and throbbing, vibration, aching, pain, heaviness, pulsing, dull, ecstatic, warm, expansion, contraction. All these, you can feel any of these, or perhaps you can't even feel this, you feel something else that you can't even describe. Naming it is not important, just feel. Notice what you feel in this part of the body. That is your duty, just feel. Don't name it. If you don't feel anything, patiently wait there, slow and steady. And if you do feel something straight away, then notice it how it changes. Notice its frequency. Notice if there's a temperature to it. There's a tempo. If there's a texture. Perhaps you have one clear, distinct sensation, or perhaps you have multiple sensations occurring. Perhaps it's just one dull sensation, or perhaps you can just feel the hair follicles. That's fine. Don't compare. Don't judge. Don't be critical. That is what's coming up. That's the reality for you at this moment. That is what you want to know. And now let's gently move on. Now survey the whole scalp area. Where the hair grows, survey this area. The back of the head, above the ears, the temple areas. Move from back to front or from left to right. Choose whichever direction you like, but just systematically work through this way. And if the mind wanders away, which it's bound to do once in a while, just bring it back, bring your attention back to this part of the body. And now moving your attention towards your left ear. Survey, explore the left ear. Perhaps notice the sounds entering the eardrum. Feel if you can notice behind the ear, the earlobes. And then coming to the forehead, moving from the left side of the forehead down through the center towards the right side and towards the right ear. Systematically moving from one side to the other, noticing and honoring what sensations you feel along the way. Finishing at the right ear, and again survey this ear. From the right ear, now moving towards the right eye, the eye socket, and the right cheek, and the right jaw. This right side of the face, almost like a vertical direction. And now from here, just moving gently towards the center line of the face, the nose, the bridge of the nose, the lips, the chin. And just noticing these body parts, what you notice here, what do you feel? Are they distinct from each other? Or are they quite uniform in sensations? There is no right answer here. Everyone is different. Perhaps you can sense inside the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the moisture, the epiglottis at the back of the throat. And again, if you can't feel something here, that's okay. The next round, when you're coming back up, perhaps remember where you didn't feel something and give it more time, patiently, quietly, exploring the area. And now let's move towards the left side, the left eye, the left cheek, the left jawline. And notice what you feel here. And now see if you can feel the whole face, from the chin all the way up to the crown of the head and the back of the head. The ears. Just sort of notice what you feel on this part of the body. Perhaps it might feel a bit clunky, you only feel bits of it here and little bits over there and so forth. It's not all uniform. That's okay. Don't lose sleep over this. This is the reality of the moment, and this is where the quality of equanimity comes in. Equipoise, balance. Instead of reacting, wishing something to be there, you just accept this is the reality of the moment. This is what I feel. Okay, good. And now let's move on. Moving on down to the neck now. Feel sensations in the front of your throat, the back and the sides of the neck. Working from one side of the neck to the other. As we worked with the throat in Audio 1, feel free to explore inside in the next round. The throat, the windpipe. Another key point to remember is, bit by bit, the texture and feeling tone of the body sensations can completely change. Don't ever try to force sensations to feel like anything other than they are. Vibrating, compaction, numb, pain. Just feel them exactly as they are. They will start changing on their own, releasing. As you relax, things will start to shift. Things will start to move. Perhaps things will intensify. Things that you've been holding will release. Allow to do so naturally. You just observe, remaining equanimous, balanced, equipoise. Now moving your attention down the left and right shoulders. Start from the top of the shoulders, and perhaps you can move down the left and right arm simultaneously. The upper arm, the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the hands. If that wasn't easy doing that simultaneously, then just work one arm at a time. For example, the left from the top of the arm, go to the left upper arm, left elbow, left lower arm, left wrist, then feeling the left hand, the palm, the back of the hand, the fingers, the knuckles, and then switch to the right side and just work down towards the right fingers, the knuckles. But if you can do it simultaneously, good. Finish at the hands and just noticing what you feel. The palm of the hands, heat, throbbing, pulsing, numb. And from your hands, now bring your attention to your upper torso, the chest. The sides of the rib cage, your entire upper back area. Perhaps you can sense the expansion and contraction as you're breathing in this area. The lungs expanding, the contraction. Perhaps you can sense the lungs sort of pressing into the thoracic spine, pressing into the rib cage. Perhaps you can sense the heart beating against the sternum, the vibration. Sense these sensations, these bodily sensations flowing through this area. If you come across areas of pain or tension, try and relax them. Or try and bring your attention there and see if you can breathe into that area. Feel the inhalation going into the pain as you exhale, softening the skin around the area of the pain. Don't change the pain, accept it as it is, but at least relax the mind. Release the tension and let pain just be pain. Don't make it a mental pain. Just a physical sensation That's all it is. Smile. It too will pass. Now turn your attention as you explore these areas, moving your attention down towards the abdomen and the lower back. And also include the pelvis area, the bowl of this area. Noticing the reproductive organs. Feel the expansion and contraction of the abdomen, pressing against the pelvis, pressing against the lower back, and then withdrawing and contracting into the navel. Really sense this. And if you feel confident enough, feel inside the abdomen, the stomach. Perhaps you can sense the food, the digestive juices, rumbling of the belly. Fluids, the coccyx, as you're sitting down, the weight of the body pressing down on the cushion or the chair. Invite yourself to feel in the body. And now finally let yourself feel the sensations along the legs, the upper legs, the thighs, these large muscles, your knees, left and right knee, the lower legs, the calf muscles, the ankles, the ankle bones, the arches of the feet, the toes. If you can't feel both the legs simultaneously, then again, just like the arms, one arm at a time, one leg at a time. No rush, just taking the time exploring these tube-like shaped limbs, working from the thighs, the buttocks down towards the toes. And then go on the other side and working from top to bottom. Just feel what's there to be felt exactly as it is. Sensations will start to appear naturally, and they will change on their own as well. If you feel the mind has wandered away many times there, then please come back to the breath, and like in audio number 1, just bring your attention to the breathing, noticing the abdomen, the movement there, or the breath through the nasal passages or the rings of the nostrils, and just sense the breath. Also, if you feel the pain is quite intense, for whatever reason around the knees and so forth, obviously move if you need to, especially if it's incredibly intense pain. Perhaps after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, if you're feeling this pain, then yes, naturally, please move. But also invite yourself to study the pain. What is pain? Remember, pain doesn't stay forever. It moves, it changes, it evolves. Imagine like a headache or a migraine. It doesn't stay forever. It changes, it moves. It becomes hard, it becomes gross, it becomes heavy. There's vibration, there's heat. Just like this in the body parts, perhaps in the knee or the leg, you will have this. Allow yourself, invite yourself to observe this and see what is happening there. But if you do feel that it's too much, try this technique. Come back to the breath, feel the breath, give yourself a pause, a break from the sensation, and then after about 2 minutes, come back to this area where you're feeling this pain. Explore the pain for a couple of minutes or a minute, and then come back to the breath, and then move on. Bring your attention to keep on moving through the body. So we have done one round from the crown of the head down to the feet. I invite you now to keep on going from the feet, from the toes, work your way up the left and right leg, all the way up towards the pelvis, then scan the back, then scan the front part of the body, the torso, the abdomen, the chest, then scan the left and right arm towards the shoulders, then scan the neck, front and back, perhaps even inside, and scanning the face, the front, the back of the head, and then the scalp. Okay. And then when your meditation time is finished, then after that, come back, resting at the heart center, and then finishing off with a loving kindness meditation. If you haven't done loving kindness, then I'll explain this. But try and work systematically across the body. And if there were parts that you left out when you were working down, or you couldn't quite feel them, then by all means, observe those areas. Stay there for a couple of moments longer as you go back the other direction. I now want to invite you to slowly ease and let go of the formal meditation practice. And again, no need to compare how your practice was compared to a previous session. You will notice sensations changes. Your concentration changes. Just like the seasons, the effort is not to have different experiences, but is to be present from moment to moment. That's the effort in spiritual practice. Staying present in this present moment. And so now gently open your eyes and re-engage yourself back in to the world. No need to rush out of the meditation. Allow the ripples of the meditation to continue throughout the day. And if you feel sensations in the body, when you're doing things like when you're walking, when you're picking up something, when you're drinking, that's good. As an old teacher of mine said, continuity of practice is the secret of success. Allow the spirit of your practice to carry over into all that you do.